Finally, we have reached the 8th module and the last module of our Kerala PSC HSA English syllabus. Hello everyone, I am Sri Lakshmi S. Today's topic is schools, behaviorism, cognitivism and constructivism. And let's start. Educational pedagogy can never be separated from educational psychology. The different methods and approaches in ELT basically draw their fundamental force from different schools of psychology, which explains the learning process. So first one is behaviorism. Behaviorism as a theory was primarily developed by B.F. Skinner. According to behaviorism, learning is the acquisition of new behavior through conditioning. The three basic assumptions of behaviorism are: first one, learning is manifested by a change in behavior. Second, the environment shapes behavior. And third, the principles of contiguity, that is, how close in time two events must be for a bond to be formed, and reinforcement, that means any kind of increasing the likelihood that an event will be repeated. So these contiguity and reinforcement are central to explaining the learning process. So there are two types of possible conditioning. First is classical conditioning and second is operant conditioning. Classical conditioning is where the behavior becomes a reflex response to stimulus. And operant conditioning is where there is reinforcement of the behavior by a reward or a punishment. The theory of operant conditioning was developed by Skinner and is known as radical behaviorism. The word operant refers to the way in which behavior operates on the environment. A behavior may result either in reinforcement, which increases the likelihood of the behavior recurring, or punishment, which decreases the likelihood of the behavior recurring. It is important to note that a punishment is not considered to be applicable if it does not result in the reduction of the behavior, and so the terms punishment and reinforcement are determined as a result of the actions. Within this framework, behaviorists are particularly interested in measurable changes in behavior. Now moving on to the next topic, which is cognitivism. The behaviorists were criticized for being too dependent on overt behavior to explain learning. The main challenge came from the cognitive school. The two key assumptions of cognitive approach are that, first one, the memory system is an active, organized processor of information. And second, prior knowledge plays an important role in learning. So cognitive theories look beyond behavior to explain brain-based learning. Cognitivists consider how human memory works to promote learning. For example, the processes of sorting and encoding information and events into short-term memory and long-term memory are important to educators who work on the basis of the cognitive theory. The major difference between the cognitivist and the behaviorist is the locus of control over the learning activity. The cognitivist focuses on the individual learner, while the behaviorist focuses on the environment rather than the learner. Next is constructivism. Constructivism views learning as a process in which the learner actively constructs or builds new ideas or concepts based upon current and past knowledge or experience. Learning involves constructing one's own knowledge from one's own experiences. Constructivist learning, thus, is a very personal endeavor whereby internalized concepts, rules, and general principles may be applied in a practical real-world context. This is also known as social constructivism. Social constructivists posit that knowledge is constructed when individuals engage socially in talk, an activity about shared problems or tasks. Learning is here seen as a process by which individuals are introduced to a culture by more skilled members. Constructivism has many variations such as active learning, discovery learning, and knowledge building. Regardless of the variety, constructivism promotes a learner's free exploration within a given framework or structure. The teacher acts as a facilitator who encourages the learners to discover principles for themselves and to construct knowledge by working to solve realistic problems. Aspects of constructivism can be found in self-directed learning, transformational learning, experiential learning, situated cognition, and reflective practice and religious practice. So that's all about the three schools: behaviorism, cognitivism, and constructivism. Thank you.